because when I'm very stressed, like I bought a lot of new books, and I just realized that since I've moved into the new city, into this new place, I've already bought 24 books within 3 months. I mean, it could be much worse. I could use the money to buy so many other things, and I also got my book secondhand, so I guess it's not too bad. As you guys were seeing a minute, I actually just participate in an entrance exam for a master that I'm going to do alongside working full-time. I'm also going to document that journey a little bit, but first of all, let me show you all the books I've got, and thank you to 2 of my subscribers, I guess, that have left a lot of nice comments under my last secondhand book haul video, and they recommended 2 of their, I guess, favorite thriller authors, and said that if I want to check out some of the good thriller books, I could, start with those. So the first book is Such mich nicht by Arlene Coben, and this is a book that is translated into English under the original title Runaway from 2020, and I have started. So basically, I think here we follow a father that tried to find his daughter that has ran away, and from the few pages I've read, she seemed to have drug problems, and the mother has already said that she doesn't want to have her at her house anymore, and we followed what happened afterwards. Then from the same author, I also got Ich finde dich, and let me see, this book is from 2015, and the English title is called 6 Years. 6 Years. I will just read the German Klappentext to you guys. So, Natalie war die Liebe seines Lebens, doch sie hat ihn verlassen, hat wie aus dem Nichts einen anderen Mann geheiratet, und Jack Fisher war am Boden zerstört, zumal er Natalie schwören musste, sie zu vergessen, sie nie mehr zu kontaktieren. Doch als 6 Jahre später etwas Unglaubliches geschieht, bricht Jack sein Versprechen und macht sich auf die Suche nach ihr. Eine Suche, die seine eigene Existenz für immer vernichtet und die ihn auf die Spur einer unglaublichen Wahrheit bringt. The next book is called In Deinem Namen, or let me see, or Don't Let Go, and so this book is from 2017. I will also read the German Klappentext to you. Vor 15 Jahren zerbrach ihn nur eine Nacht Neb Thomas Leben. Sein Zwillingsbruder Leo und dessen Freundin wurde unter mysteriösen Umständen tot aufgefunden, und Nebs große Liebe Maura verschwand spurlos. Nun glaubte Neb inzwischen Detektiv bei der Kriminalpolizei die Vergangenheit hinter sich gelassen zu haben, bis im Wagen eines Mörders Mauras Fingerabdrücke auftauchen. Neb hofft, endlich Antworten zu bekommen. Doch stattdessen stößt er auf immer neue Fragen vorsichtig geschah, ist dunkel und gefährlich. Then I also got 2 of the mystery books from this author. I think this would for sure be falling into the category of cozy mystery. This one and this one, so I'm really excited to read them too. And then I also got a book from one of the very famous literary fiction author Rachel Cusk, which is called Lebenswerk über das Mutterwerden. I am actually not that much literary thriller person, but a lot of the booktubers I watch are, so that's also interesting because I don't think books that are completely plotless are going to be something for me. However, it's kind of interesting to talk to people and to listen to people analyze those books. And this book obviously is about becoming a mother, and it's a very thin book, but it's crazy. It was sold for like 24 euros if you buy it new. And yeah, but I think I got all of the 8 books for 41 euros. There were like on top of the discount, 5 euro discount that day, as in I think 2 days ago, when I was so stressed learning for this entrance exam. I just got myself, I think, 11 books on that day, although one of the books is going to be a present, so technically 10 books, 10 books. And also I have finished one book from Lisa Zhu, and I'm really intrigued by the premise of this one, The Family Upstairs. So it's that in a large house in London's fashionable there's a baby is awake in her cot, weren't fed and cared for. She's waiting for someone to pick her up. In the kitchen lie 3 corpses. Close to them is Leslie's scroll note. They've been dead for several days. So this is obviously a very gruesome but intriguing premise that a well-fed and clothed baby is found nearby 3 corpses. That someone obviously is coming unknowingly that left the baby here. Yeah, you guys notice how many thriller books I got, because my attention span is really not ready for other books. The last book from this haul is going to be another Harlan Coben book, which is called Was im Dunkeln liegt in German, and this author is really prolific, I think. So this is from 2022. Okay, so it's that Detective Wilder ist dafür bekannt, jedem Geheimnis auf die Spur zu kommen. Das Größte jedoch trägt er selbst mit sich herum. Der als kleiner Junge wurde er in den Wäldern der Appalachen gefunden, ohne Erinnerung, wie er dorthin kam, ohne jegliches Wissen über seine Eltern. Seither ist er auf der Suche nach seiner Vergangenheit. Als er eines Tages endlich eine Reisefährte aufnimmt, stellt sich heraus, dass seine mysteriöse Herkunft mit einem aktuellen vermissten Fall verknüpft scheint und mit einem vermeintlichen Selbstmord. Und je näher wieder seiner eigenen Geschichte kommt, desto gefährlicher wird seine Suche. Okay, friends, so now I was not so much at stake like the entrance exam for medical school. Nonetheless, I had to tell my boss I want to do this because otherwise it's hard kind of to coordinate a master study when you're working as a full-time doctor, right? So he is very happy about this idea, and tomorrow we are going to talk about how it would look like for me exactly, how like my working contract would change and everything like that. But of course you are then going into the exam with the pressure, oh my god, what if that I don't get, the offer to study? It would be a little bit embarrassing. So yeah, that's what happened today. And also I have now appointment for my defense for my MD doctorate thesis. So for my Dr. Med promotion, and that was going to be at the end of August. So I also need to do a presentation this weekend, because next week I'm going to have a Zoom call with my supervisor, who is super nice and helpful. But that need to get done, and also my room is a mess, which I also need to clean up. But thank God I have already done the laundry this morning, so it's like one thing last. But with all this being said, I'm really tired and I'm going to make myself food. See you later, guys. I've read about 3 hours, but today is the 3rd day of my period and I'm still so tired, and I have this headache that I always got on the 2nd or the 3rd day of my period. Also, actually I should be productive because first of all I need to defend my dissertation at the end of August, and second of all there was like a new development with work. Basically I decided to do a new master on top of working as a doctor in the clinic, and I was not sure if my boss would support this or not. So basically the master is something that is going to be very beneficial for me and also for our clinic. However, it would mean that it is obviously a lot of workload, and it also means that the clinic has to be supportive in a lot of ways because it's a full-time, master program. Although there are several modules that doctors don't need to participate, but still, at the end of the day, we have to see how we do it. I wasn't sure how my boss would feel about it, so I wrote them a mail, and then in the meeting he had with us, he came in, and me and my other groupmates, like 3-4 of us were there, and he just came in and said to me that Frau Wu, I am so glad that you want to do this. I would be very supportive, and we could think about maybe going for a 50% clinic position so that you can do this master. I would just not say which master it is, simply because I don't think this master exists in many universities in Germany, so if I say it like it would be obvious. Yeah, so long story short, for that I need to do exam next week. I still don't know how good the chances that I get into the master program, because the thing is, for the exam there also mainly knowledge in medicine and biology and stuff like that. But like I have no idea what I should prepare for, and I also don't know how many people are going to apply for this, right? So it's like, obviously not as stressful as an exam in like the entrance exam for medical school, because now I already have a degree and this is just a thing that I want to do on top of my like full-time job. So yeah, but still I still want to get it a lot, but I think I can give you guys an update really soon. That I really like as well, because the test is going to be at the end of July, and I think only a couple of days later we would know like if we get the Studienplatz, so the offer or not. And as most of you guys are from Germany anyways, you know that sometimes even if you don't, then you can apply for next step, so Nachrückenverfahren. So if somebody doesn't want to do it, you can still, get to study that. So that would be interesting. I'm so excited to know like what I would be doing in November, because the original plan is to go from lab to clinic 100%, so that to work like 100% as a doctor. But now I don't think this plan would apply. I think my boss would more want something for me like a clinician scientist program where I only need to work 50% in the clinic, and have no idea how that would look like exactly for me from day to day. But that's like the job update. As for reading, I am currently in the middle of the Bridget Jones Diaries. I'm reading it in German, but it's a book that sold millions and millions of copies, and I personally really like it. I first got to know this book from I think British booktuber Lauren, and if I remember I would put her channel name down below, but essentially she said that she really enjoys the book and has read it many times, but she also mentioned that some people don't like it because how the main protagonist documents like the calorie count, and a lot of women find it disturbing. But like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't think that takes away from the charm of the book, because the charm of the book is like the majority part. And today I just finished to get Führungszeugnis and to go to this info seminar for like the masters that I want to attend, and then I slept a little bit, and now I'm reading this book, so I'm going to continue reading. See you in a bit. Bye. Hey friends, so it's already the 20th, I think, or the 21st even. Let me check. So it's already the 20th of August, which means it took way longer than I've expected to end this vlog. And there are several reasons. If you have already seen my whispered ramble in German, then you already know. But maybe there are still viewers here who only watch my videos in English, so I want to let you know too. So basically what happened is I first didn't got the offer for this master that I've mentioned at the beginning of the vlog. And in Germany there is this thing called Nachrücken, which means people usually would just apply for a lot of the universities for majors they want to do, and then they would because like not all the universities will give you offers at the same time, so people sometimes register in one university and then later they get something they want to do more, then they would just give back the offer, and then the next person on the list could get to study this. So that's what happened in my case, and that happened yesterday. So on the 19th I woke up, and because I wake up usually quite early, so before 7 o'clock, and then around 7:20 I got a mail that the status of my application has changed, and then I have to look because what else could it change to, right? So I knew I got an offer, which I did, and then I immediately registered for this master program. But as I mentioned in my German video, I was quite sad and was doubting myself, which is probably a quite natural reaction to an event like this, because I just record all the things happened in my life that I'm always, not 100% sure from the beginning that I can get this thing done. Like, for example, how there are students who know from the beginning they will be able to study medicine because they have a 1.0 score. So in Germany, if you don't know, 1.0 is like the highest score you can achieve, and 6 is like the lowest, and 4 is to pass. So for studying medicine nowadays, you almost always need something. I think I'm not too familiar anymore because I applied I got in 2016, so 8 years ago. But back then, it's also good to have something better than 1.4 today. I think it's even harder to get in. I was not the student that from the beginning knew that I could get in. I had to do the extra tests to get in, and it's just always like this in my life. And this time I was also at first at the 11th place, and they only take like 10 people, and although logically, of course, there has to be a cutoff at some point, but you always thought you would not be the unlucky person to not get in, right? So I had to wait for I think about 25-ish days till somebody gave back this offer so that I could get it, which is like ideal for me, like really ideal for me. And also because I was in conversation with one of my friends who is like a little bit more advanced than me in the career, but we both realized that there is a lot of politics within hospitals, and so in the long run I feel like I don't know if I would be happy to stay in an environment where I have to deal with a lot of the political stuff, like not the political stuff in the sense of state politics, but really just hospital politics is just annoying enough. So yeah, that's what happened. So I want to really do this also to give myself a plan B, because I think this is really a field that has a lot of potential in the future. So I'm really excited that I still made it and I can study it. But this is also just a kind of reminder for you that things in their lives. Actually, they go through a lot behind the scene. Even I could have just skipped this chapter and say, yes, I got in, and not tell you the backstory. But the backstory is, yes, I almost didn't get in if this person didn't, choose to do something else to give me the the offer, right? Yeah, and what else can I tell you guys? And also I have been on holiday and was in the southern part of Germany, which I really, really like, because there I visited my Latin teacher and her husband, which is funny enough because they actually only taught me for 1 year, or he didn't taught me at all because he was already in retirement back then when I was in school, so over 10 years ago, because he had health conditions that made it impossible for him to teach in school. But the story is actually simple. It's just I thought I need to study Latin to get into medical school, and this is like a requirement, which is not anymore for a long time. Some universities still ask you if you know Latin, but that's only because if you do, then there is this course that is called a terminology that you don't have to do anymore, I think. But yeah, anyways, but it's like around the same time I realized back then that I really like learning languages. And I also was so lucky that when I was in China, there is one German teacher. She's German, but she knows like 7 or 8 languages fluently, and he used to teach Latin in Italy, in Italian, right? So she's really good, and that's apparently a family tradition. But she has taught me 1 year Latin for free in China. So I learned Latin and German parallel to each other at the same time. That's the year before I came to Germany, when I was 16, right? So when I came to Germany, I got into this high school, and I also chose to study Latin, obviously, to get my Latinum, because otherwise, nobody would recognize what I did learn in China. So I met this teacher, who in turn finds it so interesting that I like this language so much, and I am able to learn to a relatively advanced level within a year, and then afterward, she and her husband are so kind to me, because my parents didn't come to my high school graduation, and they actually celebrated the high school graduation with me, and they want to hold a small party in my name for me to celebrate. But it's a complicated story. But at the time, I don't feel like I have very many friends that I can even invite, which is fine. I'm just going to say it because I feel it's really hard to integrate into German society, because the school I went to, it's a really small town, and people basically know each other since kindergarten years, or at least as soon as they are in gymnasium, so from the 5th grade upwards. So people have already their circles. It's hard to join. So in the end, I only asked 2 classmates to come, who are like really nice people. I sadly also didn't have any contact to them anymore, but they came, so it was nice. But anyways, so this is just to say that because me and my Latin teacher and her husband, we have so many similar hobbies. Like we like to read, like art, and it's just sometimes I feel like if you really have similar hobbies, it's so easy to stay in contact, and that's why I visited them quite frequently or regularly, let's say, after even even when I was in medical school, and even now when I was working, so when I'm working, so that's also what I did for like 4 days. Yeah, and it's always a good time. So yeah, now I'm quite grateful, because every time I was there, I always feel like they really care about me, and they are happy for what I have done. And I feel like we are always so strict on ourselves and don't celebrate those things a lot, but it's always a kind of reminder from your surroundings when they tell you that you're doing amazing. So yeah, I want to end this vlog on this positive note, and thank you so much for watching.